Welcome, everybody, to the AMP to 11 podcast. This is Brett Rower. I am so honored today to be joined by our very special guest, Chrissybil, who also goes by Sybil, and she is the CEO and founder of Vero Learning. And we are so excited to share her story, her journey, and the incredible way Vero Learning can transform education, workforce, and authentically society. Sybil, it's an honor and a pleasure to have you join us today. How are you doing?
Hey, Brett, thank you so much for having me. I am thrilled to speak with you today and to get to know your audience.
I'm excited to share the work you're leading. I'm a huge champion of your work, a true believer in your vision for where Vero Learning can take so many members of society, especially young people, and help them find their passion, purpose, and be seen and recognized in the world of work. So, Sybil, please take a moment and share with everybody what is your journey, your why that keeps you amped to 11 and keep pushing through with the level of urgency and energy that you bring to Vero Learning and the work you lead.
Vero Learning is a workforce intelligence platform, and we help organizations surface overlooked talent, predict where people will succeed, and connect them to the right job opportunities. So, if you think about it, Vero is not just another HR or education tool. We're really building the infrastructure, the connective tissue that links education, employers, and workforce systems today. So, to tell you a little bit more about my why and my journey, this is my second time as a founder. I started my first company in 2018 with $500, no prior business experience, but a dream to make personalized learning more accessible. I wanted to go to Duke and I had a 5.0 GPA, but unfortunately, my mother, being an immigrant from Haiti, couldn't afford SAT test prep. And I remember how heartbroken I was when I saw a small envelope in the mail and I knew I didn't get in. And so the reason why I decided to actually start an SAT company first, I knew that there were other students like me that were first generation grads and didn't really know how to navigate that jump. We did really well. I ended up having my dream come true. I transferred from Florida State to Emory University after getting a perfect score on the SAT and ended up graduating with my master's in development economics from the University of Cambridge. But what I think is really cool is I helped 100 kids get into Ivy League and top 20 schools using that curriculum. And so that's when I realized that entrepreneurship was my journey. And so fast forward, we've been in business for 7 years. We've won contracts with three of the 10 largest school districts in the country, and we've helped over 10,000 kids save millions of dollars off of college tuition using our SAT test prep program. And although Jumpstart still exists, I spend most of my time focusing on Vero. And the reason really was because of the pandemic. It really did change the world. I saw students lose their motivation for learning and have major learning gaps that would be really hard for them to fill. At the same time, we saw education systems taking the SAT and making it optional when it used to be mandatory. And at the time, we saw the first inklings of the first few brave companies like Tesla and Visa that were looking at other ways of hiring that didn't require college degrees. And so we took a leap of faith. We believed that the market was going to go skills first and really look at credentials differently in the future. And we were correct. And so Vero works with employers in high churn industries like healthcare, logistics, retail, and manufacturing. We also support school districts and workforce organizations that are trying to prepare students and workers for meaningful careers, but aren't sure how to track skill development or how to do job matching. And so our focus has always been on non-traditional and overlooked talent and helping people who may not have the perfect resume, but who have the drive and experience succeed if they're given the chance. So unlike other AI platforms that we use AI to weed people out, we use AI to include people back into the conversation by looking at competencies like lived experience, motivation patterns, and really looking at how employers define success. And so we study real employers and see how they've gone from an associate to a managerial to an executive level. And then our AI identifies that potential in non-traditional talent and students. And so too many people are getting lost in our system. They're graduating without a clear pathway, or they're getting hired into the wrong roles and they're leaving within months. At the same time, employers are struggling to fill critical jobs and communities are asking schools and workforce agencies to prove outcomes. And so Vero really bridges that gap by helping students understand, as well as schools, what employers in their local ecosystem are looking at, how they define success. We create these living roadmaps that help students understand where their strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats are, and how that looks, in the next 5 years in multiple industries. And so we really allow that local connection between employer training, employer systems to help schools and workforce development organizations understand who they have in their programs and if they're making the mark to ensure that these people can successfully transition into the workforce.
Sybil, that's so incredible, right? I just want to highlight you're trying to bring everyone together. You're trying to make it a benefit for all. And most importantly, making this a more inclusive workforce and society by finding that hidden talent, making them feel seen and heard, and really bringing to the forefront um, that they have a place to have a meaningful, productive, purposeful life here in society. So, again, I just want to thank you. I want to thank our listeners. This has been a special episode of the AMP to 11 podcast. We look forward to listening and staying in touch.